Hello, welcome to Pirkei Avos with Rabeinu Yonah. We are on the second chapter. We're in the second chapter, and we're in the middle of Mishnah 4, Mishnah Dalet. So this is a larger Mishnah, so we're doing it piece by piece. So this is the second part of the Mishnah. So the second part of the Mishnah says, Hillel says, Al tifrosh atzmecha min hatzibur. Do not separate yourself from the congregation. Val tamen ba'atzmecha ad yom moscha. And do not believe in yourself until the day you die. So he says more, but we're just going to focus on those two statements and what they mean. Don't separate yourself from the congregation, and don't believe in yourself until the day you die. So let's see what that means. Hillel Omer, Rabeinu Yonah says, Al tifrosh min hatzibur. Don't separate yourself from the congregation. B'shashat tzibur oskim b'mitzvah. When the congregation, when there's a group of people doing a mitzvah, who keser chaya ha'olamim v'kavod l'chol memshalto. It's a great crown and honor for all of Hashem's creation, for Hashem's dominion. Ki berov am shene'asafim l'kayim mitzvosav hadras melech hu. When a bunch of people gather to do a mitzvah, it's a glorification of Hashem. It's very important and it's very wonderful when one person does a mitzvah, but it's very special when an entire group of people do a mitzvah. When an entire group of people do a mitzvah, it's a hadras melech. It's a glorification of the king. Ve'ein roi livrosh mehem, and therefore a person should not separate themselves from this group. So if there's an entire group doing a mitzvah, you should join them, and a person should not separate themselves and refrain from doing the mitzvah with them. Shenemar, as it says, Vahi v'shurun melech, in Yeshurun there is a king, B'yisasef roshiyam yachad shifta Yisrael, the gathering of the heads of the tribe together and the tribes of Israel. V'zehu b'tzibor, so that's right. So that's what we're saying. It's a special glorification of Hashem to do a mitzvah with a lot of people, and a person should not separate from that group. Now that's talking about when you have a congregation doing good things, you shouldn't separate yourself. But a congregation that's leaning to doing the wrong thing, they have evil deeds, bad deeds, you should not join with them. And someone who separates themselves from this congregation, he's praiseworthy. This is what Jeremiah the prophet said, who will give me a place to stay in the desert, that I might leave my people and go away from them. He's talking about when the Jewish people were doing sins. So Yirmiyahu separated himself from the people when they were doing sins. So we see that there's a special mitzvah to join with a congregation, with a group of people that are doing mitzvahs, because it's a special glorification of Hashem. But if there's a group that's, you have a group of people, a certain section of the Jewish people that are doing something wrong, a person should separate themselves and not join with them at all. Okay. Then the Mishnah continues, a person should not believe in himself until the day he dies. What does this mean? This is talking about piety and talking about faith. What does that mean? Let's say you have a person, he's a very righteous guy, he does all the mitzvahs, he goes to shul, he studies Torah. He should not say, so many days I haven't done a sin. I've conquered my Yetzer Harah. I've fought with my Yetzer Harah, my evil inclination. I've beaten him. I don't have a desire to sin anymore. I'm scot-free. I'm good. I'm good for the rest of my life because I haven't sinned for so long. He's already been destroyed and we're free. He doesn't have any power to get me to sin anymore, the Yetzer Harah, the evil inclination. Rather, the Yetzer Harah is your enemy all the days of your life. The Yetzer Harah is waiting until a time when you're not involved in mitzvahs, when you're not involved in Torah study, perhaps you're just doing your job, and he's waiting to pounce on you and dance in front of you and speak to your heart to get you to sin, to go to a land where no good person has ever gone. And maybe he could take your soul within his hand. Be careful. And the fear of the Yetzer Harah should never leave you. and you should do, if you're wise, you should use your wisdom to outsmart the Yetzer Hara. All of your energies, all of your thoughts should be placed in how to not be entrapped by the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. You should be afraid that he shouldn't be able to get close to you your entire life. And this is what it means when it says, don't believe in yourself until the day you die. So this is one interpretation, Rabeinu Yonah says, of don't believe in yourself until the day you die. Even if you're a tzaddik, you're a very holy person, you never sin. Don't say, all right, I can go into retirement now from guarding against the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, is very, very sneaky. He's very creative. He's waiting, he's very patient. He'll wait until he has a chance to sneak in there and little by little try to distract a person from serving Hashem, and before a person knows it, he is in the Yetzer Hara's trap. So a person always has to be vigilant. Now, it doesn't mean to be like constantly anxious or whatever, but it means to be smart, intelligent, to be vigilant. I think vigilant is a good word, but not chas v'shalom to be neurotic. That doesn't help anybody. That could be a tactic of the Yetzer Hara, of the evil inclination, to make someone neurotic, that he can't accomplish anything. But rather just vigilant. Okay, so that's one interpretation. Now, Gam le'inyan ha'emunah. The other interpretation is don't believe in yourself until the day you die. It's talking about faith. Faith in Hashem. How does this apply to faith? Namar davar zeh. Leval tilmad min amina. It's meaning to say you should not learn from heretics. What does that mean? Vafilu min advarim hamitim ki pigyasam ram. Let's say you have a heretic, and he teaches things that are heresy, but he also teaches good things. So Rabeinu Yonah says it means here you should not even learn the good things from a heretic. Someone who rejects, let's say, the 13 principles of faith of the Rambam, elucidated by the Rambam, who denies the validity of the Torah, the oral Torah, the character of the sages, Mashiach, etc. Someone who is a heretic, they are, in essence, bad, and a person should not even learn good things from them, even when they're saying the truth. He says, because why? A person who learns from heretics, even if he's learning good things, he'll be seduced to believe in the bad things. Why? And the Rabeinu Yonah says something very interesting here. He says, because they pull at the heart. People think that heresy, developing heretical beliefs, is just an intellectual thing. Is a person came to a wrong intellectual conclusion. But that's not true. It says in many places, and Rabeinu Yonah says it right here, that they pull the heart. There's a Yetzer Hara, just like there's an evil inclination to want to do, eat non-kosher food. There's a physical drive to eat non-kosher food. There's a Yetzer Hara for kavod, for honor, to be more important than everybody else, to rule over others. These are feelings. These are tumas, impurities that draw a person away from Hashem. So too, there's a Yetzer Hara which draws a person to heretical thoughts. It's not just like a person sat down and intellectually came to an unbiased conclusion that, these heretical beliefs are true, but rather he has a pull. There's a Yetzer Hara, an evil inclination which naturally draws a person to reject Hashem and to believe in heretical beliefs. So Rabeinu Yonah says, the Mishnah is telling us, don't learn anything from heretics. Even good things, because a person will come to learn bad things because there is a Yetzer Hara, an evil inclination which draws a person to these things. And don't believe in yourself to say, don't be so arrogant and say, I know I can differentiate between the good and the bad. I'll learn from them. I'll just learn the good things and not the bad things. Don't be so confident in yourself. Don't rely on your intellect. He says, don't rely on yourself like Rabbi Meir did when he learned from Elisha. What happened there? So Elisha ben Avuya, he was a great rabbi, and he turned to heresy. So Rabbi Meir would learn from him. He learned from Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir learned from Elisha ben Avuya. Why did he do that? And it said, there was a parable to explain this. Rimon Yatsi, find the pomegranate. I ate the inside the fruit and I threw away the pit. So even though Rabbi Meir was able to do that, v'lo kol hasrikin shavim, all people are not equal. Kasher tamotze b'yanai melech, like we find by King Yonah, sheshimei shmonim shana b'kuhuna gedaylo, l'soif not tzedduki. For 80 years he was the high priest, And in the end, he became a Sadducee, a type of heretic. He b'shmoasam, when he heard their things, afilu b'divrei he b'shmoasam. Afilu b'divrei Torah, you shouldn't even learn Torah from them. Yesh b'davar onish gadol ad mon. There's a very severe punishment from learning from them. Ukadam rinan, as it says, al osa shenimsar leminim va'amr lo shema davar mina shemata v'hinecha. They said to a certain person that was given over to heresy, and they said to him, maybe you heard a heretical idea and you enjoyed it, and that's what caused you on your bad path. So even though Rabbi Meir learned from Acher, the Rabeinu Yonah is telling us that not everyone who did that came out okay, because you have Yonah, who was a Kohen Gadol for 80 years, and he went off at the end. He became a heretic. So the idea is that we can't trust ourselves to say that I'm going to learn from a heretic just the good things and not the bad things. It's interesting. I heard someone who's the head of a movement which which has a lot of heretical beliefs, and he actually used this case of Rabbi Meir to prove why it's okay to learn from heretics, and you could take the good things and not the bad things. But it's very interesting. He apparently didn't learn Rabeinu Yonah to Pirkei Avos, and Rabeinu Yonah clearly says that you can't bring that story as a proof to learn from heretical people, even when it's good things, because many people did that also, and they were not successful. So we have many great people that lived thousands of years ago who learned from heretics, and they did go off, and they were, imagine, a Kohen Gadol for 80 years, and he went off. So we're going to trust ourselves now to be able to learn even good things from heretics and not go off. So therefore, a person has to be very careful who he learns from. There's many, many good rabbis out there, many good teachers. There's really no need to find a heretical teacher and learn from them. Unfortunately, many people don't know. So if anyone wants to know a good Torah teacher, you can please feel free to get in touch with me, send me an email, give me a call. I can definitely direct you to a good Torah teacher in your area. And with that, a little longer today, but we're still in the middle of Mishnah 4. And with that, I wish everyone a great day.